Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the Spitter Swallow Beer Review. I'm here with the honorary hankering, hindering shag dog. That's the best I can do.
Here with the honorable.
Honorable, that would have been a good one. Porter cap.
Hereafter.
Yeah, it says something underneath that cap.
Jammer.
Raise your anchor.
This is Anchor's Porter against a 92 by Beer Advocate. It is an American Porter, 5.6 ABV. It's by Anchor Brewing Company, of course, which is in California.
California.
With deep black color, a thick, creamy head, rich chocolate, toffee, and coffee flavor, the full body smoothness. Anchor Porter is the epitome of a handcrafted dark beer. A blend of specially roasted pale caramel, chocolate, and black malts, along with our top fermented yeast, creates complexity without bitterness. The brew is hot at a high rate and naturally carbonated. The result is a dark in the glass, but surprisingly light on the palate beer.
Sounds wonderful, rich, refined, and splendidly smooth. Anchor Porter.
Lower your anchors, folks.
Raise them.
Raise them.
Alright, Shag Dog, it seems to me this is your cap.
Yeah.
It says use opener.
So I use an opener to throw it.
Oh, I don't know.
This is going to be an easy one. I'm going to give it a high toss.
Okay.
Did I get it? I missed. Okay. Couldn't tell.
Missed.
I just missed it.
I could tell. A complete miss.
Was it complete?
Yeah,
I thought it
complete
just shot
and utter,
down right
complete
below it.
and utter mix.
I thought like right in front of it went down.
It says right here, handcrafted since 1896.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
All right, Anchor has been usually a pretty good brewery. We've had plenty of good beers from them.
Yeah, I think we did this one a long time ago.
Very dark.
A lot of head.
Very dark. Can't even see through it. A lot of head. I made sure I gave it a good hard pour on both of ours, so we got a good head on there. It's frothy, beige, brown head, letting off a lot of roasty, kind of dark fruit, bready. What are you coming up with this, Shag Dog?
Same thing. Yeah, it's kind of a...
Kind of toasty, roasty?
Yeah, toasty, like a little bit of a dark fruit.
Yeah.
Kind of a bready, yeah.
Let's do this.
Alright.
You ready? Drink up, my friend. Enjoy. For this is summer. That we will never return to, because this is this summer.
Summer of 2021.
And it's gone. Once it's gone, you'll never get it back.
Really, summer is here in Florida.
So
It
drink up.
lasts from like March to fucking November.
All right.
Oh, you drank that much already? Or would you fill mine up more?
No, I filled them up equally.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of coffee.
Yeah.
Almost like dark fruits.
Yeah, like a dark fruit sweetness, I guess.
A little breadiness.
A little breadiness. Dark fruit, a little breadiness. Maybe a little bit of, not a lot of chocolate or coffee, but maybe a hint of both of them in there, you know?
There's coffee there with the bitter. You can taste it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can see where you can say the chocolate because I do taste like there's a little there.
Yeah, not a lot, but
Yeah.
it's more of the dark fruit, sweet, and the roastiness, breadiness. More breadiness.
And then take it down a notch, a little coffee, and then take it down another notch, a little chocolate.
Yeah.
And it's surprisingly smooth compared. You know. The alcohol content made me think that this was much higher. I mean, I'm drinking it, and it felt like and tasted like it was much higher than 5.6.
Right.
But
I think that's the sweetness in it.
yeah,
It's not bad. Maybe a little bit too sweet for me. Not overly sweet though, but I could drink a couple of these. More for me is more of a cold winter night type beer.
yeah. And you really don't have very many of those here in Florida.
No, December, January, February, you might have a couple. Maybe
You might
March.
have a few more up there where you're going.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a little chillier up there.
Of course, you'll be there. Yeah,
Doing nothing.
yeah.
Pretty much like I do now.
Well, the difference is that you have family and friends down here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have one brother and best friend here. Of course, I have acquaintances here too. So, like I said, up there, I don't know anybody. So if I have a car breakdown, hey, can anybody help me out? Well, I don't know anybody on Facebook. On Facebook here, I can put that in. So if you're not available, my brother's not available, someone might be able to help me out. You know, that I know on Facebook.
Yeah. All right, you know.
But the only thing is really, this area is they're pushing too much people here and they're building.
Well,
too
first of
much.
all, let's be honest. The reason moving is not for any of that reason.
Well, no, but the reason for me leaving and not trying to stay here, you know, go ahead and take a chance up there is that.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's that bad that now that you have to run?
Well, that's why I want to go see what it's like up there. Then
I can tell you right now, you're going to leave, and if you come back, you're going to be, oh man, it's so much busier now, you know, and stuff, because it's going to be so dramatic of a change.
It'll change in like 6 months.
Yeah, I mean, it'll change in 6 months to a year. You'll have a big difference compared to what you remembered.
I mean, I'm trying to push towards the Myrtle Beach area myself.
It's not going to matter. Well, that was pretty good.
Hey, we drank it all already?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
This is the one that you should have got 2 of.
You might be right. I think I'm just too tired and
You know? That would have been good. Yeah, it's got the dark fruits, the roasty, toasty type flavor, breadiness.
yeah.
And then it goes a slight coffee.
Maybe a little bit too much sweetness for me, but not bad.
And then a slight chocolate.
I like a more roasty flavor instead of sweetness, but not bad.
And when you first taste it, it kind of has that coffee bitter, but it smooths out quite a bit.
Yeah, and the chocolate, it doesn't taste like regular chocolate, but it might have more of a sweet chocolate taste in there, you know?
Yeah.
With the dark fruits, I guess. More of the dark fruits, but...
So what grade would you give this Anchor Porter?
Yeah, I'd probably give it a straight up B and a swallow.
It is that good.
Yeah.
A B and a swallow.
Just a little bit less sweetness, and I'd probably give it a B plus or an A minus. But
I'm right there with the B because I liked it. It was good.
yeah. Most of the Acres is steam beer, Liberty Ale. What else? We've done a couple of them.
You know, for such a great brewery, when it comes to producing good beers,
Yeah.
good drinkable beers, it's a terrible state they have to be in.
All right.
You know?
And they've been owned by 2 or 3 different organizations now, people. So they were owned by Sky Vodka.
Yeah.
Before that was Whirlpool. I don't know who the hell owns them now.
I mean, San Francisco. You know? That place is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah. Well, what's really funny is San Francisco, I don't want to go in politics,
Yeah.
but San Francisco and here in Tampa area, those fucking Capitol Police are putting a field office in Tampa and San Francisco because that's where most of these insurrectionists came from, those areas. I can't believe San Francisco, actually. Maybe Nancy Pelosi wants her own little police organization in San Francisco because that's where she's from. And then down here, there probably were a lot of that were the so-called insurrectionists.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now. You call that insurrection?
I don't.
What was all that stuff happening in the streets of Seattle and everything else across the whole country?
Insurrection to me
That's
is
an insurrection.
insurrection to me, what my definition of that is an attempt to overthrow the government.
Well, I mean, if you're going to call one like that,
Right.
they're not overthrowing the government by rushing the Capitol.
They broke windows and they sat in office chairs, took them selfies. Then they go in there with guns blazing, took any Congress people hostages or anything like that. To me, that would be an insurrection.
And besides all that, the big kicker of all that is that they were warned about the possibility of something like that happening before it even happened.
Right. And some
And
of those
Pelosi and them
police-
called off the Capitol Police.
Yeah, some of them let them right fucking and then even tried defending the shit.
Yeah. And I think if some of those people weren't
Conservatives or Trump supporters, they're Antifa, Black Lives Matter supporters,
because they showed the people
liberals,
putting those shirts on.
Supposedly some FBI instigators in there and shit like that too.
Yeah. They purposely did all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough of the politics.
They should have just burned it down.
Probably been better off. Now, no wonder they have a field office here in Tampa. Here we are. Yeah, burn it down. I'm better off. Oh, jeez.
But if anybody knows, they know we don't really mean that. But they would take that as, oh, they said burn it down. We'd go to jail right now.
Right now, they would have taken that out of that little clip right there where we said that.
Yeah, burn it down.
And not play the rest of it and put us on.
Okay, we were going to get a second camera going, so we have video evidence on the side.
Yeah, but it's
because YouTube's in cahoots with them. They did all of it too, except for that little part.
Yeah.
We have no record of anything else. That's all they said.
Yeah.
Capitol building, they should have burned it down.
You said it 5 times. That's like your third, fourth time saying it. All right. What are you thinking of?
I don't believe in insurrection against our own government at all. I think voting, but I want the vote to be fair. I want people to use their ID. I don't want dead people voting. I don't want illegal aliens voting. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the biggest thing I have about it is the fact that, one, you cash a check, you go to buy beer, cigarettes, you go to buy a gun, you have to have ID for all these things. I go out to fill out for a loan, I have to have ID.
Right.
And then you're going to say one of the most important things that one of the most important civic duties we have to do.
I don't even understand that.
And then you turn around and say, "Oh, you don't need an ID."
Yeah, 'cause every vote I've done, whether it was been in New Jersey, I voted in New Jersey, Texas, and Florida when I was in each state. And every state I've showed a damn ID. Maybe not New Jersey. I can't remember. It's been so long. Maybe I didn't show one in New Jersey. Maybe I didn't even vote for the right person. I can't remember when I was in the Army in New Jersey. Did I get the vote for New Jersey representatives? Or was it, I don't even understand that. Because I was a New Jersey citizen. I know I voted for Bush over Clinton. That didn't work out too well.
But, they've proven that in Arizona that there was problems with it because there's so many people who weren't on the rolls that voted.
Yeah.
And there were so many people who were taken off the rolls after they had voted. And there were so many people that got sent the ballots that didn't request it. All these little improprieties that it's fraud. No matter which way you look at it, it's fraud. Now, was it fraud enough to actually cause an election? But they said like 33 million or whatever, 33,000 or whatever it was, were actually involved in all that stuff. It doesn't matter. It's fraud. It doesn't matter if it would have swayed one way or the other. It's fraud.
Right.
So, if you want a free and fair election, you don't want any fraud, and
Right.
you don't go with, well, there's an acceptable amount of fraud here. It's only 5%. No, there's no such thing as
And I
acceptable.
like how they call their fraud voter rights. So all these dumb liberals, and I'm sorry to say, but most Democrats, people that are ordinary citizens, Democrats, who believe everything they fucking hear on CNN and all the Democrat the Republicans are trying to get rid of my voter rights. No, dumbasses, that's just what the Democrats are calling their little thing is voter rights, but really, yeah, they're there to let dead people vote and bring in a bunch of ballots in the middle of the night and a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, like I said, you wouldn't want any fraud whatsoever if you truly want free and fair elections.
Yeah. As for you to bring your ID, I don't see what the big problem is.
And you know what? If the problem is that you can't afford to pay for an ID, even though you don't drive and all that stuff, you can't afford to. Okay, that's fine.
I'd be happy.
The government will pay for it.
I'd be happy to. People need IDs. They can't afford it. I'll be happy to pay that. Now, am I happy to pay for their food stamps and everything else? No, I'm not happy to pay for that. But get them their ID. How much does it cost to get ID? Really,
$2
$2
maybe
to get it printed, picture taken,
time and energy,
laminated. There you go.
Yeah, all you have to do is go down there and prove who you are.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I say that after you get your picture taken.
Personally, I think that most people here in the world today in America have IDs that are legal citizens.
Most of them do, yeah.
Because you can't get around do anything without it. And I know you may be old, but you should still have an ID by now.
Yeah.
After all these years. I mean, I can understand maybe back in the 50s you didn't have the ID.
Right.
The 60s.
Maybe when you were 18, 19.
Even in the 70s.
But most times most kids want their driver's license.
Yeah.
For one thing. But even if you don't, say you live in a big city where you take a cab or a subway or whatever all the time.
They still have IDs.
Yeah, you can still go get an ID. And
you're 70 years old. There's still records of your ID. I mean, you being born and all that stuff. It's not like there wasn't records back then. The only people who don't have IDs are the people who, let me put it this way, the majority are the illegals or criminals.
Right.
So if you're against IDs, what you're saying is that you want these people to be able to take advantage of the system.
Yeah. If you're against IDs, that means you're a criminal to me.
You're wanting them to take advantage of the system.
Yeah.
In fact, you're enabling it.
And I don't have.
And
a
that's
problem
treason
with,
in my book.
Yeah, my mother is even worse than I am. But as far as the mail-in ballots, I don't have a problem with that for military or elderly people that are crippled or can't get out, 80 years old, can't drive. I don't have a problem with that at all. As long as they got some way to send their either a thumbprint or something to prove that's their vote.
Well, the thumbprint would be great.
Yeah.
Thumbprint would be great because they would be able to tell right off the bat if they ever looked into it.
If they had to go back, this says it's Teresa Smith at this address. Here's her thumbprint. Let's go back to see if it's really her. They get there and Teresa Smith's thumbprint don't match. And she's not white, she's black. Or not black, she's white. Or vice versa.
Somebody's committing fraud.
Yeah. And she says, I never got that ballot. Yeah, I'm Teresa Smith, but I don't vote. I don't give a shit who the president is. Something like that.
That's the worst part about it, I think, is that they are against it, and there's no reason to be against it. The only reason you'd be against it is because you want illegals or want people to be able to take advantage of the system.
Yeah.
And if you want that, that's treason.
And I think that's true of the Democratic Party. The Democratic people, the liberals out there, I think they're all just retarded and brainwashed. And every word that liberals and Democrats use, they believe it. Voters' rights. Republicans are trying to do this. They're trying to take away your voters' rights. What? No, they're not trying to take away your voter's rights. They're trying to make it voter rights legitimate.
Yeah.
Basically, by you having shown your ID and signing that you voted. So when it comes back later, I think there might be fraudulent. They can come back to you and say, "Hey, oh, that's your picture. Yeah, they got a picture of it. They scan it."
My biggest gripe with the way they do things today is that the people, they're so sucked into one channel of news.
Right.
So they watch CNN. Now, well, I watch CNN and go, that's the channel I watch. That's the channel my mama watch.
That's what they say. I believe it.
One reflect my views. Okay. So you watch that channel religiously. You believe everything they tell you. You don't question it. You don't think for yourself. Do you not change the channel and take a look at the others? Do you not go to the foreign news to see what they're saying about America? I watch and listen to Sky News, English news, Australian news, and a bunch of other countries, because I like to hear what they're saying about America. I like to hear about what they're saying about everything that's going on in America, because sometimes they point out things that are wait a minute, I didn't hear about this. That's just a state over, and I can't believe I haven't heard this.
Right.
And they're pointing it out, and they're saying this happened or that happened, and why aren't we being told this? That's more important than Britney Spears trying to get her freedom again.
Right. That's just that's a whole what do you call it?
Drama.
Yeah, something to take your mind off something else.
Distraction.
Yeah.
Purposely put there.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is all of a sudden Britney's concerned about her courtship?
Her whole thing is trying to get her. Golly, I don't pay attention to it because I hate listening to it. But supposedly she has somebody taking care of her money and all that stuff. Her father's on that list. She doesn't have the basic freedoms that she should have to take care of herself.
She had a court-appointed attorneys. She wants her own money and wants to do what she wants because she's 40-some years old.
Her dad was getting paid $16,000 a month.
Yeah, they did that back originally when she was freaked out. She shaved her head. It was suicidal, all that kind of crazy shit.
And now she's saying she's better and she wants to be.
Yeah. Well, all you had to do was get a psychologist a year or two after treatment. Okay, she's good now, and then that should have been given back up. What, would you want your dad or mom, no matter how crazy you are, to control your money when you're 50 years old, unless you're actually retarded?
I don't know. In some ways, it would be better taken care of.
Yeah, but you're a pretty, I wouldn't say a frugal person, but you take care of your own money. You ain't wasting your money or anything. You're not Britney Spears. And you're in your 50s now.
But, the whole thing about it is that they put that as a distraction, just like right now when I mentioned it became a distraction.
Yes.
In reality, we should be concerned about all this other stuff that's going on and everything.
Yeah, there's something else that they want us our mind off of.
But, watch other newses and then formulate your own opinion about what's being said and who's lying and who's not.
I can't watch CNN. I try turning it on every once in a while just to hear what they're saying, and every time I had it on.
You know what I hate?
I was like, ugh.
I hate watching the reality shows and commercials.
Yeah. Commercials too, yeah.
I saw a commercial the other day. It was for insurance. They showed two kids sitting and two guys saying, "We really should look into our insurance." And the guy's going, "Well, you think we can afford more insurance?" And we should look in. And it's two kids sitting there and everything. Basically, what they're trying to do is normalize
gay couple
a gay couple with kids. I get it. You want the same freedom, same everything. I get it. You had it to begin with.
The other one I'm seeing a lot more of, which I don't think black women are buying into it, is more couples that are black women with white men. You see a lot of commercials like that lately?
Yeah, but there's also been the black men with the white women, or Hispanic.
But I've never seen, until this year, past year, black women. I mean, maybe once in a blue moon you might see one, but now I've seen a couple.
I've seen more of the black men, black women, white men than I did black men, white women.
Yeah, this year.
No, before.
Oh, right. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot now, like the ones they take the, I don't know, the Lincoln or what, it's a black woman, white husband, little mixed breed kids.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
He gets out with the kids and she just relaxes in the car. And I'm like, and then I saw another one, I was like, wow, like 2 in a row, white men with black, I said, these black women ain't getting with white men. Are they trying to push black women to get with white men? They're not getting with white men.
But in general, what I'm getting at is that and what people don't realize. This is the big kicker. Me mentioning this about the commercials and stuff. Everything you see and hear, it says, "Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little ears, what you hear.
Yes.
Be careful, little mouth, what you say." You know, there's a reason for that. That little gospel hymn or whatever you want to call it for kids to listen to, and be careful what you know, because what they're saying is, the more you hear it, the more you see it, you become desensitized to it.
Right.
These commercials, like you see this stuff going on and everything, they're trying to make it out to be that this is the normal behavior no matter what. And I don't care what your sexual orientation is.
It's not homophobic, it's just truth.
I don't care what your sexual orientation is.
Right.
I don't have any concerns about what you do in the bedroom.
Especially as a child, you see that all the time on TV, you grow up thinking it's normal.
Yeah. And it really isn't.
Right.
I mean, it's not the normal mainstream behavior.
Right. If you put 2 boys and 2
You're
girls,
less than 6% of the population.
Right.
3, 5, 10%.
Something like that. If you took two boys and 2 girls, put them on an island, as say like 4-year-olds, give them enough trees, they can pick their own bananas, whatever the fuck they're gonna do, and let them grow up there on their own. Maybe for a real emergency, monitor them. Just watch. You know, it's like a scientific study, right? This is my own mind. Those 2 boys are gonna be fucking those girls by the time they're 13 and 14. They ain't gonna be fucking each other.
Yeah.
Now, if they had a TV, and then you take another island and you show all these fucking commercials like they're doing
brainwashing,
now, and
the reality shows,
right? And the commercials, 2 men together. Oh, yes, we're taking this type of drug, and we love each other.
What is that? I'm on PrEP. You on PrEP?
PrEP. But if you show those 4 kids that and a bunch of lesbian commercials together, now they're gonna grow up and they're gonna be like, hey.
I still say they will end up fucking.
But I think the little boys will do stuff together too.
I don't think so.
If they're watching all the commercials?
Maybe, yeah, okay. If you're watching all the commercials and everything else.
2 dudes kissing. They're even showing dudes kissing now in commercials.
They might start going, well, you know what? Oh,
that's homophobic. I'm not afraid of homos.
You know, it's what's her name is being a real bitch, and she's on the rag this month, and so is the other girl. Yeah. You know, hey, why don't you just give me a little blowy, man? Give me a little blowy, man. Between friends.
We see it on TV all of our lives. These guys kissing, and Marissa does it all the time. So.
And every show has and not just one now. It's like several.
Well, you need at least 2 to make it a pair.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's several pairs.
Oh yeah.
But you know, some of these shows that have 2 or 3 pairs being shown, and it's like, what the hell is this about? You know?
Yeah, I'm almost ready to turn my TV off. And I've seen other shows. I've seen True Blood. I used to like True Blood, but then they'd have like Sam got bit by the vampire. Now he's having fantasies about dreaming about the vampire. Like, and he'd wake up like, what the hell? He's having gay things going on with the vampire.
But every show has your typical token people, and it's like, you don't see the agenda. You don't see, oh, this is just natural. This is the way America is. No, it's not. It's a small amount of the population. There's no reason why every TV show should have all that.
Right.
If every TV show has that, you're not showing the true.
And I hate how they're like, well, straight people are represented all the time. Well, they're not making love and kissing each other all the time on TV either.
No. Or out in public.
Yeah. How many commercials you're like, hey, honey, we're having, well, maybe it's a couple commercials, but not like, what do you call it? Not forced. You know, of course, me and my honey waking up, Folgers coffee. Yeah. Hey, honey, oh yeah.
That's the other one.
Got my coffee.
I saw a commercial for that where they had 2 ladies laying in bed together.
Oh, really? I like that.
I was like, you know,
nothing about it.
showing the two ladies. One went out and did this and that, and then she comes back to bed and all that stuff. It's like, I get it. There should be a representative amount.
I like it,
but
actually, but I want it more. I want them to pull out a double-head dildo in the commercial too, and then the little girl at home, Mommy, what's that? Well, one sticks one in one end of your little moo-moo, and the other one sticks her. Why do they do that, Mommy? For pleasure.
Well, the problem is they're not always good looking.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to have the bull dyke. Yeah,
I mean, most times with a real lesbian couple, one's kind of manly and one's femme.
My whole point is that it's fine. That's your orientation. That's fine, and we should have a representative amount through all the different shows and TV and commercials. But it shouldn't be forced upon us and to brainwash us and constantly.
TV show.
Almost every TV show now on ABC has gay, and it's not even gay. It's kids being gay. So now you've reached not only adults having gays, but you have kids being gay.
I didn't watch it.
And all that stuff. CBS, same shit. NBC, same shit. Fox, everything.
Bart Simpson gay now?
Huh?
Bart Simpson gay?
Well, they have all kinds of stuff.
They're owned by Disney now, aren't they?
Disney's all gay.
So they have Bart having sex with Mickey?
But, it's all a bunch of different crap like that. And it's just like, that's not representative of the whole nation.
Yeah.
A little here, a little there, okay, I give you. But every TV program...
Well, it's like...
and it's not only that, but almost every TV program is saying, the racism. The racism is so bad, racism this, racism that. Inequality. Which is ironic, being that it's black people up there on the screen getting paid buku dollars, royalties, to play in a show complaining about racism.
Right.
How ironic is that? Because guess what?
It's like every other commercial about somebody inequality. I'm like, there's nothing but it.
How crazy is it? Because look, you're just saying that okay, here's a black person who got a part in the show, and they complain about racism. Yet they're in a show, a TV show. How many white people would have loved to have been in a TV show making buku dollars?
Yeah.
You're in a...
I don't even care about that. I'm just sick and tired of it.
No, what I'm getting at is the fact that it's so stupid. You're just proving the point that there isn't inequality. Right. You're just proving the point there isn't racism, because guess what? You're on the big screen. Mm-hmm. You're music, big time.
You look at sports, most of it.
Sports too.
Especially basketball and football, is mostly black.
You had the opportunities that most people would have loved.
Yeah, you're athletic. Naturally.
You had the opportunities to be in that TV program that most people would love. You had the opportunities to do this and that.
They hired you based on your physical skills, not because of your mental or...
No, they hired you for your physical
or
appearance.
Your virtues or your morals or anything.
A lot of them,
all physical.
Yeah. It just...
And good for you. But so now there's no disparity
and
there.
What is this about Arizona having the first winner of the beauty pageant being a transsexual?
I saw something about it, but I didn't really pay attention.
So you got me on all this political shit.
Yeah.
Why you do this?
How'd she look? Did you see her?
Looks like a guy.
Was it Arizona or
looking like a man? She looking like a man. I just think that it's kind of silly. You think that you're not being brainwashed. You think that it's not being forced or pushed on you, and it is.
All right, so Cataluna Enriquez. Oh, he probably looks good because he's Spanish.
But they all look feminine.
Well, if you ever see Hispanic or Filipino transgenders, they look more like women than white dudes trying. There he is. He looks pretty good, huh? I bet you if he didn't tell you.
My problem is that, okay, so you're a transsexual.
Yeah.
You're going in for a beauty queen pageant that is for women.
And you're not naturally a woman.
Yeah.
Right. But.
You want to do Miss Transsexual? Okay, gotcha. You know.
But would you think that's a dude if you met her? I would. She came out.
Look at the Adam's apple.
I can't tell you. Oh, right there, maybe. Some of them do that plastic surgery too. Huh?
They try to get it shaved.
I mean, he looks good for a woman.
Do you realize?
I wonder if he still has the pecker there, because there he's crossing his legs.
Do you realize that all this stuff right here is like the it's just, I don't know. To each his own. Great for him, you know, but the problem is, how about all those women that missed out on that opportunity because he was allowed to be in it?
And I can't remember what state it is, but you know how a lot of them are like, I'm a she, I'm a man. They made it so they can't sue you even if you still call her him or he. They can't do, because a lot of them are trying to sue, especially in prisons. If you call, hey dude, or hey Mr. Jones, even though he's dressed up as a woman, pretending to be a woman, and they're like, they can write us up saying, hey, I'm a man, and he called me Mr. or whatever.
You're in prison, suck it up.
Inmate, yeah. But now, I forget what state it was, made that law that they can't sue you for that shit.
That's good.
That's your personal opinion of what they are.
That's good. If they can make believe that they're a ma'am when they're a man,
right?
Then I can go ahead and acknowledge what you really are.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should just, if they still got the pecker hanging, we could say, hey, woman with a pecker.
The way I look at it is this.
Lady pecker.
You want to live your life that way, go to it. Go do whatever you want to do. I have no problem with that. But don't try to brainwash or force it upon other people to accept you.
Too late now, Jim.
You know what I mean? Don't try to do that.
I mean, kids that think they're gay now because of entertainment.
It's so fucked up.
That's even with one of Stacy's, her niece.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a trend thing. Oh, I'm gay. I like girls.
Yeah, they think
it. I like boys. The next year, I like girls.
I'm polyamorous.
Yeah. And then
Then after they live their lives the way they did and all that stuff, and then and they've seen it, mental disorders and mental problems and depression and suicide.
Right.
It runs big time in transsexuals.
Yeah.
Big time in gays. Big time in people who are polyamorous and big time with people that are swapping couples and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
They get divorced, the higher rate of divorce, higher rate of depression, higher rate of suicides. And why? Because they've gone against what they really were.
It's immoral.
Well, that too. But they've gone against what they truly feel.
Yeah. Especially with couples doing that. You might think it's going to be fun, but after you do it, you're like, oh my God.
And then shortly after, it's not much longer, the couples break up usually.
Yeah, usually you catch her, she's getting everybody, or she's doing everybody.
Or he is.
Yeah.
So, you want to do those things, that's fine. It says you can do it, you have the freedom to do it.
Right.
That doesn't mean I need to be involved in it. I don't want nothing to do with it.
I have to see it on TV all the time, basically what we're saying.
What gets me is the programming. I mean, they constantly, and what gets me is these companies, especially the TV programs and the movies and the music industry, they just bow down to, they got the money, they're spending the money on this or that and everything. Let's try to get that money. Press 2 for Spanish, because I want that money,
Oh, I hate that.
And that's not right.
If you come to this country, my great-grandparents came to this country from Italy. Of course, my great-grandmother spoke like 6 different languages, so she knew English already, but my great-grandfather had a hard time. They came in through New York City, and then they ended up in central state New York, and he couldn't get a job unless it was like digging ditches or something, and someone else, kind of like the Mexicans now. But he couldn't get a regular job until he learned to speak English, so it took him a few years, and then he finally got a regular job, when he could start speaking English.
Well, that's my whole thing. I mean, if you come to the country and everything like that, all because these companies want money, they try to make it easier for you to take advantage of the system.
Right.
And I don't think that's right.
I'm sick and tired of hearing for Spanish. I want Espanol. I'm like, no, I'm American. English. And then what I'm really tired too is customer service being in these foreign countries. These people can't speak a lick of English, so it's like really hard to understand them, or they can't understand you. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
Filipinos, Indians, and not the American Native Indians, mind you. They're regular Indians.
You know, it gets me too that they go on about that too. I get it, you know. I get the whole, you know, the whole thing about, you know, freedoms and rights. I get why they're coming here. I get why they want to be here and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean, you know, you should do it the wrong way.
Right.
I think that you should go through the right process. It's an insult to anybody who comes illegally to the people
who came here illegally.
Yeah, went through the process, paid their dues, turned around and worked hard to become a citizen.
Yeah,
Those are the people we really want.
Coming in across the border, and our current government is just shipping them wherever.
Well, we should help them. We should help them. No, you know, it even says in the Bible you should help yourself. Help yourself first. Help your family. Take care of your family. Take care of yourself first. Then be able to help others.
Another main reason too.
When you're on the plane and they say, and if we're in an event of a crash or landing or whatever, you'll have the oxygen mask drop. Please put the on first before helping your partner or your child or whatever. You have to take care of yourself first because da 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 da. They tell you that. I mean, that's 101. Help yourself first, then you can help others.
Yeah. I don't know what's that got to do with people across the border, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying that you know, they're like the
They're like a crippled little grandmother flying with you.
No, they're like the plague. They come into the country, you know, illegally, and you got these people who are trying to come in the right way.
Right. And another problem now is with that fucking virus that's going on, and then they're letting all them in, and then they're like,
that tells you how hypocritical.
You gotta wear your mask.
If you're really concerned about all these things about the virus and all that stuff, and you're really concerned about it, then you would close the border, not just from between Canada,
right,
but Mexico too.
Right.
You would close that border. If you're really concerned about it, you would have those people who come through tested and held, like they did in Ellis Island. Held the people in there, checked to see who was sick, who had TB, who had all these different viruses and diseases, and make sure whether or not they were healthy and wasn't going to infect your native population. That's what you would do if you're really concerned about it.
Right.
But they allow them to go and come here. They don't wear masks. They don't have any protocols. And then you require people to wear masks. Require them to have a vaccine.
And then what's really bad is you got all these Africans, Middle Easterners coming over the border too. How are they getting? I mean, they got a passport to get to Mexico, and they just come running up to the border and get across. I mean,
yeah. And here's the thing: you look at the Cuban population and everything. We have a special arrangement with any Cuban citizens because of the situation back in the 50s, and 60s or whatever. So if they put their foot on the land, one dry, one wet, they can get what do they call it?
Amnesty.
Asylum.
Yeah, asylum, amnesty, something like that.
So that's what you call it. So I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, because that's what we did, because it was a communist country and it got taken over by...
The problem I have is that you have the Haitians who are getting treated like crap, being killed and all that kind of stuff like that, and have political reasons for wanting to come to America too.
Yeah.
But the Haitians get sent back.
Right. There's a lot of Haitians in Miami area though. So
some of them are getting through because of they go through the right process, or they
Yeah.
But
We know why.
But there's several of the Haitian people who are being treated bad in their own country, and they're trying to get here.
Yeah.
And they try to do the same thing as the Cubans, but they get sent back.
Right. Well, shit. Nobody likes Haitians because when I was in Panama, 93, 94, I think it was 94. Whenever 90. Maybe earlier than 92, 93. Yeah, I was down there until 95. So the winter of 94, December of 94, a lot of Haitians and Cubans were coming across on rafts. They're getting them, send them all back to Guantanamo. But they had so many of them, they're like, asked the Panamanian government, hey, we want to send some of the Haitians here. Okay, I'm sure they're probably some money deal with it or something. So we built a big ass camp. We put up a bunch of tents, and then the Panamanian government backed out of it. They're like, nah. After we put up tents all day, like, no, we don't want no Haitians here. We're like, fuck. So we had to go back the next day, take all these fucking tents down. It's like hundreds of tents. And then about 2 weeks later, they made a deal with them to have Cubans come. I'm like, oh, they're going to fucking say no. We got to put up all these tents. Well, they actually let the Cubans come. I guess they don't want the Haitians there, but the Cubans are okay.
Yeah.
Hispanic, speak Spanish, I guess. And then they all ended up going back to Guantanamo Bay eventually anyhow. So a couple of them got to America.
I look at things and I think, oh, you can't tell me that there's not an agenda, because all these different companies, all these different organizations are pushing certain aspects for you to feel like it's normal, feel like this is right. You never want to have them,
And have you seen that many? I mean, up until I've seen gay people before, but now you go everywhere. There's gay people everywhere. You go to McDonald's, there's probably one gay employee working there. There's one gay employee working everywhere. I mean, and not just because they look gay, that you can hear it in their voice, they're gay.
Yeah, and here's the thing with that. Yeah, you're not fooling anybody. When you change your voice to sound like a gay person, you're purposely trying to bring attention to yourself.
Yeah, because that's not natural voice.
That's not your natural voice.
Yeah, I don't see how it could be. Are you trying to sound like a girl? Or
I've never heard any person sound that way.
And so they got like to be adult gay.
Well, I've never heard anybody sound that way naturally.
Right. I mean, you know any high school kids that turn out to be gay, and did they sound like that in high school?
No.
I mean, I don't like gay people either, but
there was a few that it was in high school and all that stuff that the people knew they were gay and all that stuff. We left them alone. We didn't mess with them. And
really? I think we might have had one or two, but I wasn't sure, really. But they didn't sound that gay, They sound a little bit, but not too much. Like
there was some people that wasn't even people thought they were gay and all that stuff, but they weren't gay.
Banned for gay bashing.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck you, YouTube.
Now we'll lose this channel too.
Oh well, fuck them.
You need to put this one where it doesn't broadcast.
Fuck off. We'll go join the band.
You hear me? Need to go in there and put it into the secret so that you can edit it.
We'll go to the other channel that Dan Bongino's on.
You hear me?
So I can go edit it.
You go in there and put it to where you hide it from everybody.
That'd be alright.
Edit it.
Shit, the last time we talked about COVID, that's going to get blocked too.
I get it. If that's the way you want to live, that's the way you want to live.
Yeah.
It just doesn't need to be pushed on everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if anybody's gay.
I don't care about your sexual orientation.
No, you want to, do those things.
If you want to be an innie instead of an outie, or vice versa,
right.
That's your
Or
business.
if you want to get any instead of getting it from the outie.
Yeah.
But like we said, the TV thing is really got to go. I mean, I don't mind it being on TV every once in a while. Hey,
There's some good programs, and then they turn around and they bring in the token gay or the gay couple.
I don't mind it being, kind of nonchalant.
But they do it purposely.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help the story.
Right.
It doesn't change. It doesn't add anything to it.
Right.
But it takes away.
Except, hey, there's a gay dude on the show.
But it takes away because it's a distraction.
Right.
Anyway, drink your beer. I'm waiting on your beer.
Oh man, my foot hurts so bad.
I'm ready to go. Because your foot is swollen. You got gout.
No, it's
Rich
not
man's
gout.
disease.
I wish it was gout.
No, you don't. Gout was pretty painful back in the day.
Well, usually gout's in the joints anyhow, right?
No, that's gout. Your foot's all swollen.
No.
Look,
It's
your
my
foot's
blood,
all swollen.
it's my blood vessel, dude.
Yeah.
I've been having this whole vein here get hard, phlebitis or whatever, ever since I had that foot thing when I was doing the P90X, the plantar fasciitis or whatever. And then that shit started, almost started the same spot as this one, like over here though. And then I went up, and then it went away. About a week it was gone, and then it came back. I was like,
Why did you get me all tirade about shit?
well, I'll believe it. 50
Political
minutes,
shit.
50 minutes of gayness.
Yeah, come on, get it going.
Have you ever watched a show for that long? 50 minutes of gay?
Come on.
Well, you talked about it.
It wasn't even that.
50 minutes.
It was about everything.
Oh, yeah. But still, the gays were involved.
Because we're drinking a beer from San Francisco.
San Francisco. What's your favorite San Francisco song?
Oh, that flowers in your hair thing. Well, you were just singing.
I kind of like the Rice-A-Roni one.
Oh, Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco tree.
The San Francisco tree.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco tree. Rice-A-Roni.
That was Gay Tony, the San Francisco tree.
I think probably that flowers. If you're going to San Francisco.
Far out. Hey, you want to go to San Francisco?
Flowers in your hair. If you're going to San Francisco.
I had a gay dude in my army unit.
The other one by the animals, I think it is.
Yeah.
So,
But you believe it? I had a gay dude in my army unit.
Well, that's between you and the gay dude that you had.
I didn't have him.
You said you had him.
No, there was a gay guy in my army unit. Okay,
Well,
is that
your
better?
mustache looks a little gay. So
But now, when he was in supply, and he gets in the unit, he fitted my gas mask.
oh,
On my
he
head.
fitted your gas mask.
Yeah, but I mean, he was a half white, half black guy. I didn't think he was gay. It didn't sound gay to me. But he kept it in check. And he kept it in check most of the time. Until one day, he was friends with my roommate. They played Dungeons and Dragons together, video games. So one day I'm sitting there, I got out of the shower,
Oh, and you're wearing your
I
towel.
I
to
have
look
a
all
towel.
sexy for gay Tony. Yeah.
and I'm playing the video game. It's PlayStation 1. It was like Tekken 1 or something.
I'm out of beer.
He comes in the room. He goes, Spencer, you got a nice back. I'm like, thanks. You know, I'm thinking, well, I'm muscular from doing push-ups. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I'm jacked. I didn't know he thought I had a nice back because
Yeah, he wanted
liked
to be
it.
back there.
Yeah, that's what it was too. And then he left, and my roommate was laughing. I was like, "What the hell are you laughing about?" He goes, "You know why you said he had a nice back?" I was like, "I don't know. I never had a man tell me that before." Probably because I'm cut up pretty good back there. And he goes, "No, he's gay. Miles is gay." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, he's gay." I was like, "Oh, that's fine." I felt sick afterwards. You know, I was like, "Ah." And then,
That you attracted a gay guy.
yeah, my awesome back.
That he wanted to be back there
I know.
snacking.
And then, I found out he is the one that likes to get the guys too. I'm like, oh, this is. But anyhow, him and his dude, not in the army, but some other dude he met in a club. They started dating another mulatto guy, and they ended up getting a room with another guy in my unit and some girl in my unit. They all went off base, got an apartment together, 4 of them. We used to call it the Real World House. One time we went over there, they were like, yeah, we're having a party, come on over. We get over there, a couple of those guys from the unit, we get there, and those two are going at it in a room, but you could hear them. They're like, what? It sounded like 2 gay guys going at it.
No, not
I was screaming, oh yeah. I was like, feminist voices. I was like, what the hell? And then I heard Miles yelling to them, you're my bitch. You know, stuff like, I'm like, well, I guess we know who the man is in the relationship.
Yeah.
But then my friend who played Dungeons and Dragons,
And he wasn't gay.
they're in there playing the gay. No, he wasn't. But,
And he was playing Dungeons and Dragons.
well, yeah, they're playing one time. I'm out drinking, and my roommate left. He's a Scottish guy, strong Scottish roots. Yeah, I'm white and Scottish. Yeah. Well, those two are in there, and they're the gay boyfriend that he's dating. Like, yeah, white men are the worst. White men are so violent. So me being drunk, I'm to tell my roommate, man, they're in there talking about how white men are violent. He's like, what? He went in there. I almost got a fight with both of them. Yeah. I broke up their friendship. Yeah, good. No more gay Dungeons and Dragons in the room. Yeah.
Terrible.
But at least they played the Dungeons and Dragons in a straight way. I never heard shit. Now, nowadays, gay guys playing Dungeons and Dragons. Well, I like to stick my sword up his ass or something. There was none of that going on. It was normal. Hey, yeah, I like to take a swing at the goblin. It was still pretty much. But nowadays, today's day and age, probably like, I like to swing the sword at my goblin while my partner sucks my cock.
Crazy. I don't know, man.
While his mesh armor rubs against my balls.
Terrible.
Terrible. Yeah, that's how it would go today with Dungeons and Dragons. You ever played Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah, I think you really get too much into it. Played a couple times in high school. My brother's friend.
Yeah, the problem is finding
A good dungeon master.
a bunch of friends to play it with.
Yeah, and a good dungeon master. You need a good dungeon master.
As far as Dungeon Master goes, that just sounds very...
Well, the guy that's the host,
Yeah.
Okay.
I know who you're talking about.
DM. What they call it for short. Right?
Yeah.
If you got somebody that's good with that, I had one guy who's an asshole sometimes though, because if you kind of get smart alecky, not serious about it, he's like, well, I got this stone and it's stuck on your shoulder like this. And the stone won't quit bothering you. It just keeps talking and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So anytime I go to do something, the stone would say something, or, like, the stone would take a couple hit points away from me, or, it was like a whole bunch of bullshit. I was like, come on.
Alright. Time for us to move on, Shag Dog.
You want to do another beer, or?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm down for another one. That was our longest beer review of the night.
Yeah, you're going to have to edit that one.
Yeah.
Messed up.
I'll probably cut some of that gay shit out.
Just shorten it down quite a bit, yeah.
That's going to be a hard one.
No, you can take out almost all of it. It's a cord.
Alright, well, this is, it sounds like Rooster and the Chicken Hawk somewhere, huh?
Well, there you go. Rooster and the Chicken Hawk.
I am Shag Dog, the best
I am Jammer.
beer reviewer on this side of town. That side of town. Other side of
I'm the best
town.
reviewer in the state. You're going to take the town, I'll take the
I
state.
didn't say the whole town, I said this side of town, but I meant that side of the real one.
Well, I'll take the whole town.
You're on the other side of the real one.
Anyway, let's move on.
Let's move on, folks.
Everybody's happy about that. Fare thee well.
We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and leave a tickle the bell, right?
Leave a big what?
Leave a big duke.
No. Yeah, tickle the bell, tinkle the bell.
Comment, live, subscribe.
Yeah, share it.